The metal clink of handcuffs echoed louder than it should have in the silence of my childhood bedroom. The smell of lavender detergent still hung in the air from the laundry I had folded the day before, stacked neatly on the corner chair. My dog, Bailey, barked once from the hallway, confused. I stood there frozen, barefoot on the carpet, staring at the detective as he recited my rights. Behind him, my mother leaned on the doorframe, arms folded. Dad stood stiffly in the hallway. And Jessie? She was at the end of the corridor, face blank, arms crossed, like she was watching a neighbor's drama. "You're not serious," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. Jessie planted them. "Check the camera. The one above Bailey's crate." Mom scoffed. "Lauren, stop. Just take the responsibility." She said it like I had broken a vase, like this was just another inconvenience for the family. The officer tightened the cuffs. And just like that, I was walked out of the house I had helped pay for, past the garden I'd planted with my own hands. The sun was too bright. My knees trembled. Lauren Mitchell, 36, high school science teacher. Organized to a fault. Lived in a modest bungalow 2 blocks from the school, with creaky wood floors and white curtains that caught the morning light just right. Her days began with routine Bailey's walk, 1 cup of black coffee, NPR playing softly in the background, and a quick scan of her lesson plans at the kitchen counter. Students liked her. Parents respected her. And she had a small but loyal circle of friends who came over for board game nights once a month. She wasn't flashy, but she was dependable. That word came up often, dependable. From coworkers, from neighbors, even her therapist had used it. On Wednesday morning, she'd drop off extra baked goods to the janitor, Mr. Cruz. Her lemon muffins were famous in the staff room. Once a student wrote in their yearbook, "Miss Mitchell taught me atoms and dignity." What people didn't see was the weariness. The way she stayed late not just to grade, but to avoid going home. Jessie had moved back in 6 months ago after a breakup, and ever since the house felt smaller, tighter. Still, Lauren kept the peace. She always had. Even when her parents would call and only ask about Jessie. Even when Jessie borrowed money and forgot to pay it back. Even when she found empty wine bottles tucked into her sock drawer. At work, she was more than a teacher. She was a quiet anchor. When the chemistry lab caught fire once, she was the one who got students out safely. When the school nurse went on leave, Lauren managed both her classes and lunch supervision without complaint. A week before the arrest, she had been nominated for the district's Excellence in Teaching Award. It had felt surreal. Her name in the email, her picture in the newsletter. But she hadn't told her family. They wouldn't have asked. One afternoon, in the classroom, she caught herself staring out the window as the students packed up. "You okay, Miss Mitchell?" one boy asked. She blinked, smiled. "Just tired, Alex." But she wasn't just tired. She was disappearing. Her identity? The good one, the strong one, the one who kept the family together. But that identity cracked the morning she saw her bedroom ransacked, her privacy violated, and no one, not even her parents, had her back. It began with little things. Lauren's perfume mysteriously emptied. Her prescription meds went missing. Her savings account showed small, unapproved transfers, amounts just low enough to fly under alarm bells. Jessie always had explanations. "Oops, I thought that card was mine." Or, "Lauren, you're just imagining it. Don't be paranoid." Then came the day Lauren walked in on Jessie in her room, holding a small pouch. "I was just borrowing earrings," Jessie said. Eyes too wide, smile too calm. Lauren felt it then, that flicker of fear. But she said nothing. Instead, she installed a pet camera above Bailey's crate, tucked discreetly between the curtain folds, just in case. 2 weeks later, the police knocked. They'd received an anonymous tip. Drugs. Intent to distribute. Lauren stared in disbelief at the bag pulled from beneath her mattress, and the weight of it, of betrayal, of fear, made her knees buckle. Jessie watched, silent. Their parents arrived minutes later, and instead of outraged, they were collected. "Let's not drag this further. Just take the responsibility," her mother said. "You know your sister's been through a lot. It wasn't just a betrayal. It was abandonment. They didn't care if she went to jail. They cared if Jessie did. Lauren wasn't the golden one, just the staple one, the disposable one." Jail was gray. Time moved like syrup. Lauren sat on the narrow bench, watching shadows stretch and fade. Her lawyer, a sharp woman named Priya, visited the next morning. "We need something." "Anything," Priya said. "Otherwise, they'll push for trial." "My camera," Lauren whispered, above the crate. It was her lifeline. Outside, her best friend Mara had already gone to the house. She texted Lauren later that day, found it. "I've got the footage." Lauren cried into her tray of rice and peas. A week passed. Then 2. Bail denied. Her parents didn't visit. Jessie posted a photo from a spa. The pre-trial conference finally arrived. Lauren walked into the room, wrists shackled, heart thudding. Footage played. Jessie entering the room. Jessie glancing over her shoulder. Jessie pulling the pouch from her jacket and sliding it beneath the mattress. The room went quiet. Their mother gasped. Her father swayed slightly. Jessie blinked, opened her mouth, closed it. I thought she was going to leave," Jessie finally said. "She was going to move. I panicked." It wasn't an explanation, just panic in human form. The judge ordered her release. Charges dropped. Jessie would be investigated. The parents left without a word. And Lauren? She walked out, head high, but something inside had shifted forever. Lauren lay in bed, days after her release. The sheets smelled of lavender again. Bailey curled against her feet. She couldn't sleep. A journal sat untouched on her nightstand. Her therapist had recommended it years ago. She finally opened it. The first entry was simple. May 14th. They left me, but I'm still here. She wrote every night. Memories. Small cruelties. Times she laughed off Jessie's insults. Times she let her parents ignore her. And then a memory, building that garden out back. She'd been 14. Jessie had broken the trowel. Lauren stayed in the dirt, planting every bulb herself. That night, she walked to the backyard, touched the cracked ceramic bird bath. It needed repainting. She would fix it. She would fix a lot of things, but not the way she used to. This time, she'd show them what they left behind. Lauren went back to work. Quietly, whispers followed. Parents stared, but Principal Waters offered a private nod. She applied for a grant, science mentorship for underrepresented girls. Her proposal was accepted. She spoke at 2 conferences, wrote an article for a teaching journal. Jessie's investigation stalled. Their parents hired lawyers. They gave an interview to a local paper. "We support both our daughters." Lauren sent a full footage anonymously to the journalist. It aired on the evening news. Jessie's job offer was rescinded. Her name trended for the wrong reasons. Their parents left town for a while. Mara asked, was that revenge? Lauren stirred her tea. It was truth. The school hosted a community showcase. Lauren's students presented experiments on clean water, energy conservation, and robotics. Lauren stood beside her display, wearing a soft blue blouse. calm. A woman approached. Reporter, small notebook in hand. Are you the teacher from the story? Lauren looked at her students, then at Bailey's picture pinned on her corkboard. Yes. Can I ask how you feel? She paused. Like I planted something that finally grew. Later that evening, Jessie showed up. At her door. You ruined me. Lauren didn't flinch. No, you did that. She shut the door, turned the lock, and didn't look back. She painted the bird bath, blue and yellow. Bailey sniffed at it curiously. She stopped answering her parents' calls, blocked Jessie. Mara brought over wine and lemon muffins. The house felt larger. She adopted another dog. At school, a shy student lingered after class. Miss Mitchell, I want to be a scientist. Like you. Lauren smiled. What? You already are. That night, she sat on the porch. Wind moved through the wind chimes. A candle flickered on the table. She picked up her journal. July 2nd. They tried to erase me, but I'm still writing. Some people are born into families. Others survive them. Lauren learned that love, when conditional, isn't love at all. And trust, once broken, is a seed. It can grow into silence or into strength. She chose strength. She no longer tried to explain herself. Not to Jessie, not to her parents. The truth was there, permanent and unshakable. Like the camera footage, like her hands in the soil. On the last day of summer break, she stood in her garden. A single flower had bloomed, bright red against the green, a kind she didn't remember planting. She knelt to examine it, touched the petals. Some flowers only bloom in ruined soil. She whispered the words, then stood, walked inside, and began again.